month's proofing game, we're going to be working on a behavior chain. Now, there are many ways to train a behavior chain, but this month we're going to focus on a method that involves a lot of proofing. So basically, you're going to choose behaviors that your dog already knows really well, or you can also train each behavior separately. So the first step is choosing behaviors your dog already knows, or training new behaviors separately, and then proofing them, and also seeing if you can get those behaviors on a variable ratio of reinforcement, which means that the dog doesn't always get a treat for each behavior that he does. The behavior chain that I'm going to use as a demo is teaching the dog to roll up in a blanket. Step 1. Train each behavior in the chain separately. You're going to proof each piece of the chain. So you're going to proof the send out, so it's strong. You can send your dog out from different distances. The down is strong, so that you don't have to do an extreme hand gesture to get your dog down. Your dog can stay in the position when you move around with different distractions and different distances from your dog. And the take it is strong. So maybe you worked on take it while your dog's in front of you, standing and holding something, but you never had your dog take it from the left side. So you're working on that. If I only train a millisecond of holding the blanket, then he most likely will let go of the blanket halfway while he's rolling over. So to make sure that won't happen and make sure that the behavior stays strong in the chain, I'm going to work on him taking the blanket and holding it for quite a few seconds. So maybe 5 to 10 seconds would be awesome to make sure that behavior is strong. Are you ready, Tuck? Take it. So first I'm just clicking him for grabbing it initially. And remember, we did that tutorial on pull that you can watch for the initial behavior. And then the next step is clicking him for just holding it. So I'm going to say take it. And if he were to drop it, then I'll just go back a step and pull on the towel so that he maintains his grip on it. So I'm adding the duration to holding the towel by pulling on it. Leave it. Take it. Good boy. Good boy. Then there's the roll. Good job. And also the release. Free. Good job. Down. Test to see if the behaviors can be done on a variable ratio of reinforcement. Here I am asking for random, strong behaviors that my dog knows, as well as roll over, and I'm using a variable ratio of reinforcement, meaning I am giving treats on an average of behaviors and not every one. This is a good test to see if the behavior is ready to be added to the chain, because in the chain, the dog is not going to be reinforced for every single behavior. Step 2. Practice all the behaviors in order. Step 2. Now you're going to practice all the behaviors in the order that they'll occur in the chain, and at first you're going to reinforce every single behavior, but then once the dog is getting the behaviors really smoothly, then you can start using a variable ratio of reinforcement, which means the dog should never know when they're getting a treat because it's on an average of behavior. So it depends on your dog's training level as to how big that average can be. So, for example, one dog, they could do 50 behaviors without a treat and not feel frustrated, while another dog gets really frustrated when they've done 3 behaviors and they haven't got their treat yet. So if you have a dog that is on a smaller average, then choose a chain that they have like their favorite behaviors in, as well as a shorter chain. Go to your mat. Yes. Down? Yes. Take it? Yes. Roll? Yes. Good boy. Free? Awesome. Go to your mat. Take it? Roll? Yes. Free? Go to your mat. Yes. Take it? Yes. Good boy. Step 3. Mark and reinforce any offering. Now you're going to click or say yes anytime you see your dog anticipate the next cue. So for example, on the send out, he automatically lays down on the blanket and I can click that. Take it. Good job. Take it. Good boy. Go up. Awesome. Step 4, add your new cue. Now you can add your new cue for the entire chain. For me, I was telling him the send out, so I don't want to do that too much, or what can happen is my send out cue can turn into go to bed. So if I send him out to a mat, he might just go to bed. So it's good to add a new cue. So my new cue is going to be called bedtime. So first I'm going to say bedtime, and then I'm going to begin the chain, which is the gesture of pointing to the mat. Are you ready, Tuck? Bedtime. Awesome. And because I added the new cue, it doesn't mean he has to do the whole chain. I can still make it fun, because what can happen is dogs can learn your training technique, and when you add the new cue, you always make it harder, so they have to do the whole chain. So I suggest when you add the new cue, then suddenly they get way more treats, and then they really associate the cue with being this really cool thing. Are you ready? Let's try it again. 3. So now I'm not going to point, and I'm going to click any movement towards the mat when I say the new cue. Bedtime. Good job. Bedtime. That was pretty good, Tug. Bedtime. Tug. Bedtime. A tip for teaching this trick so that the dog rolls up nicely like a sausage is taking a smaller mat and putting it on the side of the blanket that your dog is going to grab so that they line up perfectly in the area that they have to get the corner and roll up. Ready, Tug? Touch. Go up. Yeah. So you can see he's lined up nicely to roll up like a sausage. Take it, roll. Awesome. Another tip is to angle the blanket in the direction that your dog rolls. So if they don't roll symmetrically, then angle it so that they will roll up perfectly. Ready, Tug? Go to the left, down, get it, take it, and roll. Perfect.